It takes a quiet moment to fall under the spell of this artist's work. When it comes to categorization, what is it exactly? To quote art critic Paul Richard, no other artist of the period painted quite like him. There is little that's specifically Impressionist, and there is not much in his landscapes that is obviously American. Teachers lose their way trying to untangle the sources of his art. Sounds great from a creative standpoint, less so when trying to appeal to a buying public. To quote friend and fellow painter Thomas Dewing, he's too modern to be appreciated at present, but his place will be recognized in the future, and he will one day be a classic. Often compared to Whistler for his tonalism, and Monet for his series paintings, Twachtman did the same with winter landscapes. He had his own distinct approach, telling his students to paint in new ways that avoided formulas and, most importantly, to develop their own ways of seeing. Born in Cincinnati, Ohio, to poor German immigrant parents, by age 14, Twachtman was working to help support his family, painting decorative scenes on window shades, and began art classes the following year. By age 21, he enrolled part-time at the McMicken School of Design, where he met painter and mentor Frank Duveneck, whom he followed to Munich for 2 years of study, after which he went to Venice to try out his new skills, then to Florence to teach at a school Duveneck opened. In 1881, he married artist Martha Scudder from a well-to-do family with whom he would go on to have 7 children. Only 5 would survive to adulthood. With wife and first child in tow, Twachtman finalized his training in Paris, where, coincidentally, it was the height of Japonisme, a term coined to describe the West's craze for Japanese art and design, which had a profound influence on artistic practices in terms of cropping, perspective, and bold, flat panels of color. As a result, Twachtman's palette lightened. He eliminated detail, painted in broad, flat planes, and produced magnificently simple and suggestive canvases. According to art historian Lisa Peters, you feel even more than you see. In 1885 and 86, Twachtman had 2 solo shows at the J. Eastman Chase Gallery. Critics were enthusiastic, noting Twachtman had, quote, a great advance in the direction of pure and true color, atmosphere, and luminosity. Despite the favorable reviews, when he returned to the U.S., his father-in-law, unconvinced Twachtman would be able to support his wife and children, sent him to work on the family marsh farm on Pelee Island, Ontario, literally in Lake Erie. An offer of work in Chicago saved him, sort of. He was to help create a cyclorama of the Civil War Battle of Gettysburg, but was tasked with painting yards of sky. It left a bitter taste. In 1888, at age 35, Twachtman won Best Painting for Artist Under 40 at the Society of American Artists. The following year, he exhibited with good friend J. Alden Weir a combined 84 works that brought in today's dollars, more than $200,000. He took a teaching job at the Art Students League, and all of this combined gave him the confidence to leave Cincinnati for a 17-acre property in Greenwich, Connecticut called Horseneck Brook. Quote, I can see how necessary it is to live always in the country, he wrote his friend, at all seasons of the year. It became an idol for him and his family where he would paint his most memorable work, the same location from multiple vantage points over a variety of seasons. To quote the Smithsonian American Art Museum website, he reduced winter to its essentials, enabling him to evoke the poetic, mystical mood of nature, end quote. Twachtman wasn't painting what he saw. He was painting what he felt. And nature is what spoke to him most directly. Connected socially and creatively with many of the best American artists of the time, he and 9 others rejected the Society of American Artists as too conservative and founded the 10 American Painters, known simply as the 10. Although he exhibited extensively throughout his lifetime, the appeal of his work proved elusive to the public. Twachtman became increasingly discouraged and depressed. Domestic difficulties ensued. He separated from his wife and relocated to Gloucester, Massachusetts, a center of artistic activity where he produced a series that anticipated a more modernist style yet to gain prominence in American art. It would be his final resting place, as in 1902, at just 49, he died suddenly of a brain aneurysm. Since his death, Twachtman's work has been included in literally hundreds of exhibitions, both in the U.S. and overseas, and he is represented in the collections of some of the most revered art institutions, including the Smithsonian, the Met, and the Detroit Institute of Fine Arts, to name a few. Unique for his time, Twachtman was, from beginning to end, a true original. To be isolated, he once wrote, is a fine thing, and we are then nearer to nature. Thanks for watching. Please share, subscribe, and get your art fix on. Until next time.